To shoot a pistol effectively, the front and rear sights must be aligned and placed on the target using hand-eye coordination. That's called sight shooting, and most everyone uses it when target shooting on the range and for competition. But for self-defense, sight shooting can be problematic and may prove to be fatal for the user. Based on the study of thousands of real close quarters life threat situations, sight shooting isn't used in most all of them. That can be due to bad lighting, the dynamics of a situation, or the activation of our instinctive fight or flight response, which is triggered automatically in real life threat situations. That results in the loss of fine motor skills and near vision, which are needed for focusing on and aligning the sights. The bottom line is that unless you know and use an alternative way of aligning the sights and placing them on your target, you'll have no effective shooting method to use in your self-defense. The U.S. Army calls for the use of point shooting for combat at less than 15 feet and when firing at night. The NRA also recommends the use of point shooting and says this about accuracy: the ability to keep all shots on a standard 8.5 by 11-inch sheet of paper at 7 yards, hitting in the center of exposed mass, is sufficient for most defensive purposes. There is a point shooting method that provides a shooter with automatic and correct sight alignment and sight placement. It's the simplest of shooting methods, can be learned and maintained with little or no training, and it also is deadly effective. I call it aim point shooting, or PNS. To use it, you grab your gun and place your index finger along its side, point at a target, and pull the trigger with your middle finger. It works because when you place your index finger along the side of the gun, it and the sights will be aligned automatically. And as we can naturally and accurately point at things, when you point at a target, your sights will be in alignment and on the target. Here's what the Army says about our pointing ability. When a soldier points, he instinctively points at the feature on the object on which his eyes are focused. An impulse from the brain causes the arm and hand to stop when the finger reaches the proper position. It is this inherent trait that can be used by a soldier to rapidly and accurately engage targets. As to the grip, according to the literature, in combat you will have a crush grip on your gun, so it won't matter which finger is used to pull the trigger. With PNS, the harder you grip the gun using the pincer of your thumb and index finger, and your ring and little fingers as well, all you will do is strengthen the grip and improve recoil control. You can shoot, make front punches, elbow smashes, or even use the gun as a crude battle axe. As to the sights, PNS is not a bar to using them at close range or long range, if conditions and circumstances allow for their use. If you have doubts about aim point shooting or PNS really working, here's a video clip of it being used to shoot aerials, or pop cans tossed into the air, and also a video of it being used to shoot while moving. Remember, don't shoot at aerials with a firearm, and always use common sense and safe gun handling practices. Sight shooting has been taught for 100+ years to millions, yet there are no pics or videos of it being used effectively in a close quarters life threat situation. And if you're going to be shot, there is an 80% chance that it will happen at less than 20 feet. So if you have a gun for self-defense, it would seem to be wise to learn PNS.